What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. You guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. Let's watch some court. All right, what do I have tonight? I've got a pro se bench trial over a traffic matter, and then I have a couple Judge Simpson cases. That's what we're doing tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Before we get started, giant shout out to Jedi and everyone else who helped out last night to cover for me. I do appreciate it as always. And yeah, sorry about the tech issues. Apparently I checked off a box that, StreamYard's doing something different where they're changing a lot of settings. And I checked the wrong box when I was setting up the stream for them, and it caused a lot of issues. So I apologize for that. But they overcame it like champions. So thank you so much. Anyways, yes, pro se, you don't say. Yep, we got a pro se bench trial. So it's going to be kind of fun. We're in Ohio. We've got this is someone sitting in for Judge George. I don't remember the actual judge. I don't remember the name, but it's a pro tem. It's not a pro tem because she's there all the time. She's just not there in this court. Anyways, we're in Ohio, Licking County. Let's go. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go. Mine too, Rob. Mine too. You like pro ses because it gives you less work. I know. Don't worry, Rob. I'll keep your secret safe. I won't tell anyone else. No one else will know. Let's go.
You should give in this case now being heard should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God or under the penalty of perjury.
Oh, yeah. I should also say we're starting about 3 minutes late into this trial. It's a traffic matter. The guy like ran a stop sign or something, and he's fighting it. That's what's going on. But we're starting right where the prosecutor called the officer onto the stand. So that's where we're starting. There we go. Now we're all caught up. Let's go.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name.
Lieutenant Jonathan Bell, B-E-L-L.
And state your business address, please.
39 Spring Street, Utica, Ohio, 43080.
Thank you.
And before you begin, our it's including, would you grab them? Thanks. Thank you. You may proceed to inquire of your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Lieutenant Bell, what agency are you employed by?
The Utica Police Department.
How long have you been with Utica PD?
I'll be 8 years in January.
8 years in January. And what are your general duties as a Utica police officer?
I'm a canine handler, but also a supervisor and also regular routine traffic patrol, as well as respond to any and all calls for service, including mutual aid.
So you touched on a couple different things, regular calls for service, traffic enforcement. Does that include the Ohio Revised Code?
Correct.
As well as the Utica local code, local ordinances?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any specific training with regard to becoming a police officer? If so, when did you have that?
As far as becoming a police officer, yes, went to the Basic Police Academy, graduated December 2014.
Okay. Sure. And do you have any continuing education as a police officer that you have to engage in?
Yes, every year the state requires that we do continual education courses, and varies every year from everything from traffic laws, domestic violence laws.
Sure. A variety of things. And are you up to date with your training?
I am, sir.
All right. Did you happen to be working back on October 3rd of 2025?
I was.
Okay. On that date, were you wearing the uniform of the day, such as the one you have on now?
I was.
Maybe short sleeves at that point in time?
Correct.
Were you operating a marked cruiser with a visible functioning light bar?
Yes.
All right. Do you recall where you were on patrol that day?
Yes. At that particular time, I was in the parking lot of the Utica Church of Christ, which is actual physical address is 115 North Central Avenue, and it is at the corner of North Central and Church Street.
Does the video look bad for you guys? All these people look like marshmallows. Someone else said the contract doesn't look good. Does it look bad on your guys' end? I'm just asking because it looks fine on my end. A tad washed out. How? Yeah, I don't understand why that is. I don't understand. It is crystal clear on my end. So I have no idea why the video would be bad.
So that's in the village of Utica?
Correct.
Lincoln County, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
All right. And was there an event that was going on that day in the village?
Yes, that entire week we had it's known as the Utica Homecoming Festival.
Okay.
Once the main part of the festival is on State Route 13, the main drag. So in reference, because of that, it detours traffic.
Sure.
Down Church Street to Central, up the Mill, and then back onto 13.
So when you say detours traffic, so the flow of traffic is altered in some capacity?
Correct.
Just based on the festival, the homecoming, things of that nature. Can you describe for the court how those are detoured? What does that mean? When you say
Yeah, so in this individual's case, he would have been heading originally south on Mount Vernon Road, heading towards Newark. As he approaches the intersection of Church Street, there are road closed signs up. He can't go past road closed signs because there are rides, fair rides, and other festival festivities.
Physical objects in the way.
So in that case, there are, like I said, road closed signs, plus there are also signs up that say detour, and they direct you to make a left heading eastbound onto Church Street.
Okay.
Once you get up to the intersection from Church Street at North Central, there are more signs that tell you to follow the detour by making a right-hand turn heading south on North Central Avenue. That'll take you all the way down about 2 to 3 blocks down. Where dead end into Mill Street. At Mill Street, there's another detour sign that will instruct you to make a right-hand turn onto Mill Street heading west. And then you get up to the traffic light back on the Main Street. And the final detour sign will instruct you to make a left heading south on 13. And then you have the same detour signs, just vice versa, coming from the south heading north.
So to summarize a little bit, it bumps out traffic flow around the event and then back into 13 eventually.
Correct.
Okay. On that date and time, did you have contact with the gentleman later identified as a William Clark?
I did.
Do you happen to see Mr. Clark here in the courtroom here today?
I do. He is sitting in front of me with the red hair and the maroon gray shirt.
To the other counsel table?
Correct.
All right. Your Honor, I asked the record to reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Clark here today.
So reflected.
Certainly. Thank you, Judge. As far as that contact, can you describe, how did that come about?
Yes, as I said before, I was sitting in the parking lot of Church Street. No, I'm sorry, the parking lot of the Utica Church of Christ. I was facing eastbound, and I was sitting there specifically observing and enforcing stop sign violations, stop sign rules at the intersection of Church Street and Central. The defendant was heading eastbound on Church Street. He approached the stop sign at the intersection of North Central. And without coming to a complete stop, and how we determine that is watch the tires of vehicles as they approach to stop signs to make sure they stop moving. His tires did not stop moving. Instead, he made a continuous right turn onto North Central Avenue and headed south. I pulled out behind him, activated my emergency overhead lights to initiate a traffic stop. Individual then pulled over in the intersection of Spring Street and South Central Avenue, and came to a complete stop at that point.
Certainly. Okay, so I'm going to unpack that a little bit because we talked about a bunch of different stuff. The intersection that we're talking about, what kind of intersection is it? Is it a two-way stop, four-way stop? How could you describe that for the court a little bit?
We're talking about the first intersection, Church Street, North
The intersection where the violation occurred.
Okay. Yes, it is, even without the detour, it is a four-way stop.
Okay. And you indicated, you testified that you were looking specifically for stop sign violations.
Correct.
Why were you doing that on October 3rd as opposed to any other day?
That whole week, because I've been there 8 years, as we have found during that particular time, because of the detour, we see a lot of people blow the stop signs there. They also do a lot of speeding through there, and we have a lot of pedestrian foot traffic in the area, walking across the street, kids not paying attention, just running straight across the street.
And the sign that's there, is it the standard stop sign, the big red stop sign that we're familiar with?
So normally, yes. Normally it is, throughout the rest of the year, it is the traditional four-way, normal-sized stop sign. However, during the festival itself, they actually add a secondary, same traditional size stop sign directly underneath the first one.
So there's not one but two stop signs, if I understand your testimony correctly?
Correct, on every single pole on that intersection.
All right. And these stop signs, they're the standard ODOT issued, or I don't know, which agonal, polygon, whatever it is,
Correct.
Regular standard size?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With the reflector bar around the outside?
Yes, sir.
All right. What were the road conditions that day, if you recall?
It was a very nice day. I mean, the road conditions were dry.
Okay.
There was a little bit of loose gravel and dirt there because on the curbs of these intersections, due to semi trucks having to be detoured down, they pack the curbs, the sides of the curbs, they kind of build them up with dirt and gravel for that week. That way, to try to prevent the semis from tearing up the curbs.
Was there anything obstructing traffic to that effect due to gravel or anything like that?
No, I mean, there's some gravel on the roadway, but it wasn't obstructing traffic. I mean,
And as far as stop signs, you use the language "did not come to a full and complete stop," talking about the car itself. What is the requirement under your local code?
Mirrors the Ohio Revised Code, which is the vehicle has to come to a complete and total stop at the stop sign or at the stop bar if there's one.
Okay. And if there's no stop bar, where does the vehicle need to stop?
At the stop sign.
Okay. And you had mentioned looking at the tires. Why do you use the tires as opposed to anything else to make a determination?
Because the tires, if they come to a complete stop, completely stop moving. That's what we look for.
Sure.
A lot of people do what they call a California roll or a rolling stop, where a lot of times they'll look at the speedometer, which will say 0, but the vehicle still rolls through at a slow speed, but still doesn't actually come to a complete stop.
And is there any physical indicator with the vehicle's body itself that you can tell whether or not there's an actual stop?
Normally, yes. Normally, when they come to a complete stop, the vehicle kind of lunges backwards.
Okay. Did you observe that in this
No.
case? Okay. All right. So fast forward a little bit. Where did the car come to rest after you activated your lights?
In the intersection of North Central and Spring Street.
So inside of another intersection?
Correct.
Okay. You approached the vehicle. Who was driving?
The defendant.
All right. Did you identify yourself at that point in time?
I did.
Did you advise him why you had stopped him?
I did.
Did he have any comments or concerns at that point in time?
The only comment he made to me was because upon identifying myself and telling him why I had pulled him over, I also asked him if there was a reason that he had stopped in the middle of an intersection once he said something.
This is Licking County, Ohio. It's just northeast of Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. So it's in Ohio. That's where we're at. Just southwest of Columbus, northeast of southwest of Cleveland, northeast of Columbus is where I think this courthouse is. I believe I'm right, though.
Along the lines of the fact that he thought it was an intersection because there's a road closed sign there.
Okay. And what was going on with that intersection in particular?
That particular intersection is closed to local traffic because it's right in front of our PD and it takes you into the middle of this festival.
Okay.
We put a road closed sign there and then we park our cruisers and fire trucks and ambulances are parked right there in that part of the roadway, and there's an empty parking lot right there as well.
His brother? I thought it was Artie. That's why I've been so obsessed with this courtroom. I thought we were watching Artie, and he lied to us about moving back to Texas. I thought this was Artie. Man, I got some explaining to do.
So there's a road closed sign, so normal traffic can come through, but there's a section that's left open. That way we can get emergency vehicles in and out. That's where they respond from.
Understand. Ultimately, did you issue a citation in this case?
I did.
For what?
For operation of vehicle at a stop sign, which is, I think, the direct wording of the ordinance, so once translates to failure to stop at a stop sign.
Certainly. All right. No further questions, right? Thank you.
Thank you. Officer, I just have one question just because I'm trying to visualize the area during that festival time.
Yes, ma'am.
So the description that you gave of the road closed, that was after the intersection that you're saying the violation occurred.
The road closed that he stopped in front of?
Yeah.
Correct, yes, ma'am.
So that was continued, that was not at the same intersection.
Correct, no.
That was further down the road.
Yes, ma'am.
I see, okay. And I always allow counsel an opportunity to follow up if I ask questions. Do you have anything?
No, I think we've covered it, Your Honor. I was going to
Okay.
maybe ask.
Have him to diagram it?
If you could quickly diagram that, just so the court could understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I also think it'll be helpful for the defendant because
Sure.
I think he's trying to point out traffic penalties.
And I don't know which markers are alive or dried out.
Are they all nice and inked up? Okay.
This is what we call arts and crafts time in the courtroom. You know, everyone needs a good arts and crafts session of their day. You know, sometimes it's after, second breakfast. Sometimes it's a little bit after lunch. But arts and crafts are important. They really are.
I know it won't be to scale, okay? And I'm just asking for position of where these intersections might be.
So this is North Main or State Route 13.
Okay.
Right here would be where the road closed sign is at. And another one right here. This is Church Street. Right here, this would be Central Avenue, or North Central Avenue. This is where I was sitting here, where the stop signs are at. This intersection right here is Spring Street. Sorry, there's also actually an alley over here too. Here's the PD. Here's another road closed sign right here. Cruisers and fire trucks stuff parked. And here's the final part of the detour, which is Mill Street. And then this is where there's some signs here trying to go that way. There's some signs here telling you to follow that way.
And if you could just clarify for me too from your testimony, in what so you were, when you pulled out in an attempt to stop the defendant, okay, could you show me the pattern of the traffic? Where was he headed?
Okay, so he was originally heading eastbound here. There's a stop sign here. He then made a right-hand turn heading south. So this is north is this way. Okay.
I see. Okay, that's what confused me.
Yep.
Okay,
So
then,
he made a right. He was heading east here.
and so it's that road closed sign that you were referring to in your testimony. You guys ended up right there, and
Right,
it was
that's where-
that road closed sign,
Correct.
not the other one.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So this is where we stop.
Objection, Your Honor. We can't see the picture. We have no way of knowing if this picture is accurate without being able to see it. Is he drawing all the blades of grass? Is he putting all the little pebbles on the street? Is the stop sign at the correct angle? I don't know. We can't see it, Your Honor. So I object. I object. The defendant needs to object too, because I think I'm right on this one. We can't see it.
And that's where I make contact with them.
And there's nothing about that activity, your interaction or where he stopped there, that's part of this citation.
No,
It's all for
Along this side.
the driving behavior that occurred back there.
Correct.
I see.
Yes, I did not give any citations or anything for blocking this intersection. I
Okay.
just stuck to this.
Okay, and that's the stop sign you're alleging he
Right
ran.
here, this intersection.
Okay. That gives me a little clearer picture since I'm not familiar with how you close off the streets there. Thank you for doing that. And anything further on behalf of
No,
the
Your Honor.
state?
Thank you.
Mr. Clark, do you have any questions you'd like to ask this witness? Be sure to keep your statements in the form of a question.
No questions, Your Honor, to the witness.
All right, thank you. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I understand this officer has been the designated.
All right. This is a big issue a lot of pro se's do. He just wants to testify. He just wants to get up there and testify. He just wants to tell his side. You got to ask the officer questions. You got to do something. It drives me nuts every time I see this. Yeah, God. I'll ask him some questions. I will. What did you have for lunch today? Objection, relevance. I don't know. I'm just seeing what he had for lunch today. Just trying to bide my time. Just get something in. Do something.
Designee for
Yes, Your
the
Honor.
state. All right. So, officer, as the designated representative for the state, you are permitted to stay in the courtroom.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And does the state have any other witnesses to call?
Your Honor, we have no further witnesses. We would rest at this time. Thank you.
All right. We'll turn now to your side, Mr. Clark. So, who do you want to go first? You or your witness?
I would like my witness to go first.
All right.
And his name, please?
Matthew Clark.
follow me up here. You'll see some steps off to your left. Go up those steps. Remain standing and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being heard shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name.
My name is Matthew Clark, C-L-A-R-K.
And state your full home address, please.
11355.
Thank
you.
And you may now ask your witness questions. You saw how that worked. Be sure you keep your statements in the form of questions. All right?
What was the conditions of the road, or what was the condition of like driving through Utica that day as we were proceeding through, handling the detour?
Traffic was heavy. There was lots of signs because of the detour. And there was, on the detour part, on that street, on the corner there was this huge pile of gravel that forced drivers to have to, or motorists to have to kind of almost veer to their left.
Sir, I'm just going to briefly interrupt you for a second and ask you to step over to this board.
Oh no, we're Java Puppy. The judge is trying to steal your flow chart. She's trying to create her own flow chart that we can't see. Can you step over to the board and draw your testimony? All right, can we ask who this person is first and foremost? Like, yeah, we have his name. They asked their address, which is still really weird. I don't like how this court does that. But who is this? Why is this relevant? Was he in the car with you? Was he was he on a bicycle? Maybe he was flying overhead. Who is this guy? Like, look, can we start there, please? Before we start to go back to arts and crafts time, please. And we need to see the drawings. We need to see them.
Okay, which is a diagram that's been drawn of the scene here. First of all, take a moment, get yourself oriented to the diagram, okay? And could you please, as you're testifying to these conditions, use a different color, just pick any color you want. A different color though, because it's yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, or red.
Or whatever, yeah, just a different color. And would you mark what you're describing, where it is? First get an orientation to the streets.
So this is north. So yes, we were traveling south, and I think the detour is this. It's not this street. It's this.
Okay, sir, if I can just get you oriented, unless the state objects. That little dot down there on the far right-hand corner. No, keep going. Far corner. Right there, the corner of Church Street and Central Avenue. See it?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the spot where the officer testified the violation took place. Does that give you a frame of reference?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so we were traveling south. The barricades are there. We took the detour. The pile of gravel, which was huge and caused people, was right here. So it actually forced drivers to actually go around this pile of gravel. The stop sign is back here.
All right. So there was gravel all the way around the stop sign?
No, the stop sign sits back. It's one of those intersections to where
the stop bar
the
is
stop
back.
bar and the stop sign would sit way back. So that way, trucks or if whoever needs to use that detour, when there is a detour, I assume, I used to work for ODOT a long time ago, I assume that's probably why the stop bar and stop sign sit way back.
All right. And so then continue your testimony about what the situation was with the gravel that would have prevented anyone from stopping at that stop sign.
Well, my son stopped at the stop sign. There was heavy traffic, of course. It was Friday afternoon, so there was heavy traffic through here. I was riding in the passenger seat. I wasn't really, he was just driving. We were both, he goes to school and I work at the same place in Mount Vernon. So we were coming through here and I wasn't really paying much attention. I noticed that he did stop. but there was traffic in front of us that kept going.
Would you please put an X where you believe your son came to a full stop?
Right here.
All right.
So he was at the stop sign, and then there was traffic in front of him that was also moving as well, and there was traffic behind us, of course. So my son had to kind of go around, because that's what I commented. I said, Will, look out for the pile of gravel there, because I didn't want, we have a lower, sedan, so I didn't want him to hit the pile of gravel that was there. So he made the turn. We were, again, there was heavy traffic going both ways. He was, actually going below the speed limit, I think, at that point. And then he got pulled over right there.
And that's where the two cars represent that.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You can resume your seat. Do you have any further questions?
No further questions. I would also like to present some physical photographic evidence.
And you'll be given an opportunity to do that in a moment.
Okay, sounds good.
You may cross-examine.
Thank you. It's Mr. Matthew Clark.
That's correct.
Good morning, my name's Mike. Just some clarification here. You're not disputing there's stop signs there on that date and time? There was a stop sign, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, there is a stop. I pointed out there is a stop sign.
In fact, there were 2 stop signs that day, isn't that right? Stacked on top of each other?
I did not see a second stop sign.
All right, and it's your testimony that your son, in fact, stopped at that stop sign, correct?
The one that sits back, that's correct.
Okay. Do you understand under the local code, he must also stop before entering any intersection? Do you understand that?
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. But there is a duty to come to a full and complete stop, not a rolling stop, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And sir, do you have any additional questions based upon the questions the other side just asked?
No, Your Honor.
So are you finished with this witness?
Yes, I'm finished with the witness.
All right. Is this witness under subpoena to the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, that means you may step down.
Thank you.
And you're free to go if you would like to. You're now released from your obligation to testify.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would that mean he is allowed to now stay in the courtroom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Certainly. And so, sir, do you wish to testify on your own behalf and present evidence?
Yes, I would like to present evidence.
All right. So then step up to the witness box and our bailiff will swear you in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being heard to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God under the penalty of perjury.
I swear.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name,
William Clark, C-L-A-R-K.
and state your full home address.
11345 Eddyburg Road, Northeast, Newark, Ohio, 43055.
Thank you.
And Mr. Clark, before we get into your full testimony of your version of events, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. I want you to step over here so I can understand everything you're saying. Use the black marker. Black will be your color here. And as you tell me what happened, show me that, and then later on I will look at your pictures as they relate to that. Okay? So you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were you coming from?
So, to confirm, I was a bit more brown than anything, but
That's okay.
I can confirm I was heading down North Main Street. Some prior context to that, we usually take 586, if I remember correctly. It's a more country route, connects closer, but due to the nature of having been shopped in Mount Vernon, we decided to use the typical, through Utica Village route on North Main. We noticed the obvious, detour signs. We proceed down the Church Street, where I do stop here at the indicated stop sign. I'll mark it as well, even though it's been priorly marked.
Yeah, just put your color there.
Yep, I stopped here. As to confirm my witness's testimony, the commentary about the gravel pit, or the gravel pile on the corner there is made.
Would you agree to the drawing? If you do not, will you alter the drawing to represent what you saw that day?
I believe more looks like this.
All right. Okay.
So yes, I stopped here. There was a vehicle ahead who had already entered the intersection, so I was very much so forced to stop here. And then as that car pushes on, I travel here. I get the lights and sirens of the officer, I want to say like right about here. I pull in, like ultimately, I pull in, is it okay if I make a correction to the streets as well a bit?
You in your color make whatever you want to reflect your testimony.
Ultimately, I believe the actual section is a lot closer. It's not as related, but
Remember, this is not to scale. We
Yeah.
all know that.
Okay.
So if you're objecting to the scale of the drawing,
Yeah,
that's okay, I get it.
But yes, to confirm that, then we end up getting pulled over here, which I apologize for, pulling in the intersection. I thank the grace of the prosecutor for not, incurring more on that.
All right.
But generally speaking, yes, this is my version of events. Following the signs of the Church Street, or following the signs of the detour at Main Street, stopping here at the indicated stop sign, following through, getting the lights and sirens after, and pulling over.
All right.
And I can present my physical evidence here to confirm especially the distance of the stop sign as I get into it.
All right, first you need to show that to the prosecutor. Okay, show him your photos.
Here they all are.
And then we will mark them as your exhibit.
They're already marked as exhibit.
Oh, did he mark them?
Exhibit A.
Thank you.
Collectively, you can go back up.
Wonderful, thank you.
So it's,
And, well, yes, sir, I may.
so it's at the got it. And this is the other intersection, it looks like. Or is this the?
This would be pretty much, this is the same intersection.
Okay.
He's just at the corner.
Just a different perspective.
Yeah, this is basically, he's sitting right at the edge of the Church Street parking lot.
All right, thank you. May I approach the?
Yes, and sir, you're gonna get your exercise today because I am going to ask you step over here and testify about these photographs. Ask the prosecutor to also approach.
Certainly.
So that I can see them while you're talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so sir, if you'll step right up here. This is a microphone that's recording everything. And let's go through these one by
Yeah, this is a traffic ticket for running a stop sign, and this whole thing. I just feel like it's a clown show, and I'm laughing my ass off over here. Hopefully, you guys are too. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I feel like yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm just laughing at how this court is being run right now.
one, and then show him first, then hand it to me and tell me what it is.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very frontal view of the stop sign and gravel pit, or gravel pile as pulling up to the stop sign here. I want to indicate the coverage of the...
Sir, I can't see.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, I need you, if you're going to point something out, I need to
You gotta
see
fan
what
away.
you're pointing out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, as you can see here, I think the main thing I want to indicate about both of the two parts of this picture is the gravel pile and its partial coverage of the pedestrians crossing and the relative distance you can see from the corner of the actual intersection to where the stop sign is placed. And if we remember from the prosecutors or the witnesses, prosecution's witnesses' prior testimony, if the lack of indicating of a stop bar, you must stop at the physical presence of the stop sign. Here is another photo. Oh, show it first. That is just simply another angle of it.
All right. So, if I'm understanding your testimony correctly, you say you came to a full stop back here.
Yeah.
And then just continued through this intersection
That-
after you came to a full stop back here.
At the presence of the physical stop sign.
Thank you.
And that's why I put on my physical diagram there was in fact a car in front of us at that time. It would have been very hard, obviously, to force my way through another car to fully run or, California stop that intersection.
I see. All right. Do you have any other photographs that you want to present to show the...
Here is another of the gravel pile. I do believe that you can indicate there, and I stress the coverage of the actual intersection, how it hides where the actual boundaries of that intersection may be. Here is another photo of that intersection.
Thank you.
Now I understand the purpose of that as, to help prevent trucks, but the way it was covered and the general quality of it very much so was a point of care and concern for me visually and as a driver. Obviously, driving a Passat, I can't remember the exact year, unfortunately, but a low-level, low-riding sedan, riding that curb, could have been potentially damaging to the underside of my car.
All right.
Ultimately, these are just some other photos.
Clip Clop, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Late to the party fee. Oh, it's a party. We're still trying to figure out why Artie's in Ohio, who this guy is with the hair, and why he's arguing a traffic ticket while the judge is making him play charades on a chalkboard that we can't see. This is what's going on right now, and I can't stop laughing. Phil, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 5 new members. Thank you so much, Phil.
Those collective photos of the actual intersection.
I think these 3 are very representative.
Those are the ones that I believe are very
representative of the intersection. Absolutely. Okay, thank you. Any objection to the admissibility of the exhibits? So your exhibits are admitted into evidence.
Thank you.
Sir, do you have anything else you'd like to testify to?
So I actually don't know how to answer that question. I want to say it's not a pro tem judge because she's a judge in this courthouse. So there's three courtrooms in this courthouse, 1, 2, and 3. Weird. They number them correctly. But so Judge Stansberg, who we usually see, is courtroom 3. Judge George is courtroom 1. Now she is usually in courtroom 2. She handles a lot of the civil matters and the landlord-tenant cases. That's where she usually sits. Now, Judge George is off this week, so she's helping him cover his cases. That's what this is. So she's sitting in Judge George's seat, but she's a judge in that courthouse. So I don't know if that means she's pro tem. I want to say it doesn't because she's, I don't know, but is a pro tem judge just someone who is sitting on the bench for a different judge? Then yes, she is, but she's a judge in that courthouse. Does that make sense? It's like if Judge Braley was sitting in for Judge Washington, does that make Judge Braley a pro tem judge? Like, I don't think so. But yeah. All right, let's go.
Do you have anything else you would like to say?
I believe, I think I've made very much so the strongest point of my argument here in the court today, but I would also like to stress that during the nature of the festivities with the Homecoming Fest, the placement of the detour signs, which are of course a very bright and vibrant, like dark orange, they were more, I think, clarifying and indicative of where to go, but also due to their placement at the actual, the way that they were placed was, obviously we have the one, may I approach the whiteboard again?
Use this. Use what you were using.
Yes. Use this one. Right. So obviously you have the sign here, but we also have a sign here for that indicator of detour. And I would like to stress how, due to the presence of gravel pile here, the sign here as well, and with my stopping at a prior stop, the stop sign as where it was physically located in my testimony, there was a lot of visual and visual noise and other things to take notice of as a motorist, especially as a motorist who self-admittedly was not familiar with the area at the time, and with the fact that it was detoured as well. I have self-testimony of never having driven through Utica before at that time. It was not on my usual route.
Thank you, sir. And you may resume the witness box. You may cross-examine.
Thank you. Mr. Clark, if I understand your testimony correctly, you indicated that you came to a full and complete stop at that stop sign, but then continued through the intersection. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't stop before you crossed that crosswalk, correct?
Yes.
Yes, you did not. You continued through. You did not stop.
Did not stop.
Okay. May I borrow those photographs, Your Honor? That have been admitted?
Yes.
Those first 4. And I'm not trying to crowd you, Mr. Clark. I just want to, we're kind of limited. You testified that this was a large pile of gravel, is that correct?
Yes.
There's gravel on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bumping out into the road. Your car is a standard height off the ground, correct?
It was bumping out into the road.
Sure, but it's not piled up as to cause a hazard in the road, is it, right?
Disagree. I think it was.
You think it was. Point to me where the giant pile is then, sir.
Right here, in fact, where I would indicate that the problem comes into the fact where you cannot accurately see where the curb and the road begin.
But you can see where the crosswalk is, right?
Partially.
You can see the crosswalk that extends across the intersection, correct?
Partially.
It extends across the full intersection right here, sir, from the gravel pile across the way.
Question, Your Honor.
Sir, you need to answer the question first, and then if you have a question, I can answer it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, I can see it here through that picture.
Thank you.
All right, now, do you have a question?
How does this relate to my trial?
If it didn't, I would stop it. Okay, so questions are permitted in a wide range of areas in a trial. It's my job. If you believe that this is outside the scope of your trial, I will consider that a formal objection to the question. And under Ohio law, I will overrule it. He's entitled to ask these questions.
Okay.
And certainly, for this stop sign.
This hearing. Oh, if you feel like a question he is asking is outside the scope, I'll consider that objection and then I'll overrule it. Okay, thank you for letting me know that I can't object to that. But yeah, okay, let's go.
There's no stop bar indicated on the ground, is there?
No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all I have for this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Now, sir, you get an opportunity to offer additional testimony based on any questions you were just asked. So do you have anything that you want to say about anything he asked you? Obviously, you disagreed with it. So what do you have to say? What would you like to say to respond to it?
I apologize, Your Honor. I don't know exactly the procedure with this. I do have a question of its really addition to the proceedings and so I wonder if it's more of an objection I should offer to you or is it more of a question I should offer to you?
What is your concern, sir? I can assist you. What is your concern?
I just wonder how it relates to the proceedings of the case as the actual citation was running a stop sign.
Correct. And that is part of the ordinance requirements, and so it's relevant to what your duties are when you come upon a scene that looks like this. The ordinance covers that. So he has to ask all the questions to cover all of the alternatives in the law. It's totally appropriate. Once again, if it were not appropriate, that's my job to stop it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? So.
At that point, no further questions. Or no further
All
questions.
right. All right.
I don't have any recross, Your Honor. I would like to recall
All right.
Lieutenant Bell
Thank
at
you.
the appropriate time.
And all right, so now, sir, you step down, resume your seat, and we will turn to the state's rebuttal evidence. That means evidence that rebuts any evidence presented by the defense.
Lieutenant Bell, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Remember, you remain under the oath that was previously administered.
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Lieutenant Bell, we'll be more of his defendant's exhibits. If you just take a look at those and familiarize yourself with them, I'll ask you some questions to follow up.
And I'm going to ask the same thing if he's going to testify about the photos. If you would step forward so I can't see them from here.
Sure, certainly.
Thanks.
And I'll wait for you here.
Yeah, and we don't have a big screen or anything. All right.
My avowal. All right, Lieutenant Bell, looking at this.
Mr. Clark, can you see everything here? Okay.
All right, Lieutenant Bell, looking at this particular intersection, which intersection is this?
This is the intersection of Church Street and North Central Avenue. That photo was taken while on Church Street facing eastbound.
All right, and is this the infamous gravel pit that we're talking about, gravel pile?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not the judge, thank you. Does this, can you describe the height of the rocks, if any, here?
This hearing. Phil, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Late feet for Ruth Ask Questions. Thank you so much, Phil. And hi, Ruth. Hi.
Just normal size, normal gravel.
So just pea gravel on the road.
And the only reason they're here in the gravel now, because normally they start over here. And this is, I think he said testified this was on a Friday. This festival started, the detour started on Tuesday at noon is when we shut down the roadway. So all this is stuff that's been pushed into the roadway from semi-trucks going over this curve.
And so for the court's edification.
Oh, if you're gonna ask that question, you gotta ask it correctly. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
When you were talking about on your initial direct examination about the two signs, where were the two signs?
So I stand corrected. I did not notice that they did this year. Normally there's a stop sign here and one right here. You can't really see this other one. Stop sign that's right over here. That one still has two. I stand corrected. They did not put two on these other three this year.
All right. As far as this.
Oh man, Artie, bring those pictures close to the middle so we can at least see something. Another squid. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 5 new members. Thank you so much. Another squid. Are you making filing of my accent? No. I'm not making filing of anything. No, and I'm also terrible at accents. So that was terrible. But that was a meme. I'm guessing that's what they were quoting with "Can I pet that dog?" I was just trying to mimic the accent of the meme, but I'm terrible at it, so probably shouldn't attempt that in the future.
This next angle here, is which intersection is this?
Same intersection. So this photo is actually taken from, he's standing at the corner. This is Central right here, and this is Church Street. So he was coming this way here.
Based on your experience with how the traffic intersections are laid out in the city, how far is approximately this stop sign from the intersection itself?
From that crosswalk, I'd say maybe 5-10 feet, if that.
Okay. So to say it was, quote, set back a ways, is it set back so far that it's unusually placed in your experience for stop signs?
No.
Okay. So, and as far as the defendant's conduct here, under the statute, must stop at the stop sign. Did he stop at the stop sign?
No, he did not.
Did he come to a complete stop at the intersection prior to crossing that crosswalk right there?
No, he did not. As I testified previously before, his tires never quit moving at the stop sign or at the intersection.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further question.
Thank you, and you may resume your seat. And sir, you may ask any questions you would like. Do you have any questions, Mr. Clark, of the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. And the state may call its next witness in rebuttal.
We have no further rebuttal witnesses, Your Honor. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. We'll now turn to closing argument. That's the opportunity for each side to argue what the appropriate law is and how this law was or was not violated. You may proceed on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's section 331.19. I believe the court has a copy of that. I think the relevant germane parts, except when directed or preceded by a law enforcement officer, every driver of a vehicle approaching a stop sign shall stop at a clearly marked stop sign, but if none, before entering the crosswalk or near side of the intersection, or if none, at the point nearest the intersecting roadway. There's testimony here, Your Honor, from Lieutenant Bell. He's familiar with the area. He has extensive training, law enforcement, familiarity with Utica. Testified that there was no stop here. Further testified that the defendant continued his course of travel through the intersection without coming to a stop, crossing that crosswalk itself. The defendant himself admitted that he did not stop as he came to that intersection. So ultimately, Your Honor, we're asking for a guilty finding here today. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And, sir, why do you believe this is your argument for what the evidence showed and why you believe you did not violate the ordinance?
Well, as you heard, I believe that as a driver and as a motorist, I had stopped at the physical stop sign, which by the persecution's definition stands at least 10 feet back, which could fit a full car length. And I stopped completely at that point and then continued on with my travel. The indication of the citation that I received was a failure to stop at the stop sign, which I believe, like I said, that I had stopped at, and that the physical conditions of the road and the physical area around me, in fact, made me extra careful to do so. And by all intents and purposes, I proceeded as the laws as they are written, as the best of my ability, where the physical stop sign was located at the lack of a presence of a stop bar.
And do you have argument in rebuttal?
Your Honor, ultimately, just because it's labeled as a stop sign, that doesn't mean that that's exactly what we're talking about here. The statute, the ordinance is a little more specific. In this case, we don't have a stop bar. Yes, there's a duty to stop at the line, but the statute or the section also reads that if there's not, the driver must stop at that point at the intersection nearest to the intersecting roadway. I think there's clear testimony that the defendant did not do that in this case. So we renew our request for a guilty finding. Thank you.
All right, so in consideration of the codified ordinance that is the source of the allegation in this matter, first, the court wants to point out Ohio traffic laws, what's called strict liability law. That means the Ohio General Assembly has decided that there are very few, if any, excuses for violating a traffic law in Ohio. Including emergencies. I mean, courts have even included bad weather isn't an excuse. So I just want to make it clear because Mr. Clark indicated that he believed he had performed his duties as a driver. And what we're here to discuss is not driving behavior. We're here to discuss whether or not that driving behavior violated a law. The court finds that the ordinance does require multiple things to comply. It requires approaching an intersection with a stop sign for the driver to come to a complete stop.
Oh, Dr. JD, that's absolutely right. She did. When she stopped deciding colors, every single person that came up, okay, well you're gonna be green today. You're gonna be blue. No, she did make her decision up 30 minutes ago when yeah. I like that comment. I don't need to repeat it again. Grammar School, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Just whining for attention. Colin is the man. You're the man, Grammar School. You're the man. But thank you. I do appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. All right, we're almost done with this one.
Of the vehicle. And also, after having stopped, if that stop sign is not immediately adjacent to the intersection, the driver has the additional responsibility before entering that intersection and approaching the roadway to yield all right of way.
Is that a joke because it was just announced that we're no longer making pennies? I just read the article today. I actually didn't look it back and see what the date was when the article was published. But it's official. The last penny was made at the mint. I don't know, whenever the article was posted. I didn't read the date of the article. I should have. That's kind of important when reading a news article. But yeah, that's just what your comment reminded me of. And I read that article today. So let's go.
So you do not have the right of way there to simply go around because the ordinance says there's no right of way created. For the right-of-way is created for the traffic on North Central, not for the way you were operating your vehicle. So you were required to stop again under this ordinance at that line, and the court has reviewed your photographs, and so there was nothing here that prevented you from stopping, such as a wall or some type of, there are obstacles in the roadway, that's clear to me. These do not rise to any level in Ohio law that would be a defense to failing to obey this ordinance. So the court does find that the ordinance was violated and that the state demonstrated that by the requisite proof. We'll proceed now to penalty. Does the defendant have any prior driving record?
I think he has one speeding ticket in 2023, Your Honor. The state's looking for a reasonable fine, would commend him on his.
Yeah. At least in this courtroom, the fines for their traffic tickets are pretty cheap, but only some of the traffic tickets. You're driving 100 miles an hour over the speed limit, $35. Driving with no seatbelt, $5. Running a stop sign, $25. Driving without insurance, $7,000. It's kind of how it goes. At least in this courtroom, it's kind of humorous.
His ability to conduct himself here today, did a great job as far as presentation of the case. So I understand the disagreements. it is what it is to a certain extent. So we would defer to the court as to the ultimate penalty.
All
Thank you.
right. And then, Officer, do you have anything you would like to say with regard to penalty?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. So, Mr. Clark, I would say that I agree with the state in this respect. What he just said is that you came here with a good faith belief that you didn't violate the law. And you came here and you did a wonderful job of presenting your case. You were incorrect, but I want to commend you for doing what you did do in the way that you did it to preserve your rights and to make certain everything was done here. Since you have no significant prior record and all of the facts and circumstances here, instead of the $150 fine, I'm going to impose a $75 fine plus the court costs. And then taking into consideration all of the circumstances here, in consideration that you were attempting to drive in a responsible way, and the court believes you were, but you did commit a violation here that they were specifically looking for, because not all people who commit that violation are responsible drivers. So this gentleman will take you down to the clerk's window for payment of your fines. And your photographs have to stay here because they're now entered into evidence in the court. Sir, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then you're free to go, and the bailiff will walk you down there to complete your paperwork.
Right there, right here. Yeah, and your dad can come with us. Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
I like the final line from the judge there. You did a really good job. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but how does it feel to be completely wrong? Okay, all right. A simple wrong answer would have been just fine, Judge. Like, no, you're responsible. Here's your fee. Bye. I don't know what she gassed him up. I don't know why. He wasn't the best pro se. He definitely wasn't anywhere close to the worst though. So I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B. But that was funny. That was funny. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I've got a couple more cases to round out the evening. Both of them in front of Judge Simpson. So let's go.
Court does call the case of the People versus Alan Rogers.
Overwater Assistant Prosecuting Attorney for the People.
Come on up, sir.
This Cannon.
Yeah, can you call over for Miss Cannon?
Can I call?
Or run over for Miss Cannon? Did you find her?
I did not. Mr. Dude, she's going to go check the office, see if she's there.
Okay. Ever act.
I have Stephanie Cannon on behalf of Mr. Rogers, who is appearing to my right. Did you put your name on the record? State your name.
Alan Rogers. So we called this case earlier. There's a violation because he hadn't appeared at community corrections. Hadn't contacted anything council, then sent him over to community corrections to test to try to get it back on track.
Yes, Your Honor. We are attempting to get back on track. He was given new dates. As to what do you have to do tomorrow?
I have some paperwork that I have to fill out and bring them tomorrow.
So he was given a bunch of paperwork that he's going to fill out and bring back tomorrow.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
I don't know. Yeah, probably not so much. Council approach.
Yes, Your Honor.
The AI pictures of all the judges are horrible. Now, I will tell you, I use Canva for my thumbnails, and Canva has a little tool that's like it's a cleanup tool supposed to, like, it's a photo enhancer. It cleans it up a little bit, but it uses AI, right? So there are times when I use the cleanup tool to try to make the picture better, and it massively distorts what the judge even looks like. So when you see a thumbnail of mine with a blurry picture, it's because I tried to clean it up, but it made, Judge Simpson look white. So yeah, we can't have that. So yeah, it's blurry sometimes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So probably the reason he hadn't appeared, you sent him over, he tested, we got the results back,
Yes,
and he's positive for cocaine,
it's my understanding, Your Honor, yes.
which is a violation of his bond.
We acknowledge that that is a violation of his bond, yes, Your Honor.
So you want an adjournment?
Your Honor, I was going to ask for an adjournment for plea negotiation purposes. I would still ask for that adjournment. I understand that's probably not likely,
No, I'll give it an adjournment.
but I'll ask for an adjournment, Your Honor.
Add him on to the 25th. For
It would be 11.
probable cause conference, November 25th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Before me. At this time, given the positive test, defendant's bond is revoked, defendant is remanded.
Thank you.
Annie, you didn't think it was gonna turn out that
I really was hopeful, Your Honor.
way. It springs eternal. Court calls the case, people versus.
All right. This is the last case of the evening. This one's only about a minute and a half long. It's a really short one, but it's actually hilarious what the attorney says when he comes up and talks to the judge. It's hilarious, and I know you guys are gonna laugh. I just know it. So, but I'm gonna let the rest of the video play out. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys for the super chats, the gifted membership milestones. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, mods. I appreciate all your hard work. So, but that's it. That's all I got. I will see you all tomorrow night. Have a great night. I most likely going to raid Lone Wolf, so you can expect to be sent there. If I'm going anywhere else, I will let you guys know. That's probably where we're going. I don't know who else is live, but I just got the notification that he's live. So let's go. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Thanks again for hanging out, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.
Court calls the case, people versus John Marks. Is that it for you, Mr. Son?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah.
Wow.
I can stick around if you like.
No, don't do that on my account. No.
David I. Goldstein appearing on behalf of the defendant. Your Honor, the defendant is not present. He called me last week and informed me that he won a contest and the prize was a 2-week all expense paid vacation in the Oakland County Jail.
It's a winner. All right.
So I'm asking for an adjournment, Your Honor.
He said Oakland County. At least for 2 weeks, is that what you're?
Yeah, Your Honor, you would have something for me this morning on the 4th, I think it was.
Yes.
That'd be fine.
That'll work.
Thank you, MB, for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Yeah, that's that was the line right there. He won a 2-week stay in the Oakland County Jail. That was funny. It was good. All right, MB, you were awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm out. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Probable cause conference, December 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court call.